welcome to this new lectures. Today we'll talk about special methods in Pythons, and by the end of this lecture, students should be able to identify special methods and know how to write and use some of these special methods. So everything in Python is an object, and we define objects through classes. When we define the objects, we actually create an instance of a class. Thus, a class is the most fundamental piece in Python. As we talked in the previous lectures, and when we introduce OOP and object-oriented programming, and how we are human very good in recognizing these objects and how to deal with these objects, and we take then how to write a class that is the blueprint of these objects. So everything in Python is actually an object. So when we write a class, we can write the attributes and the methods inside the class. So the special methods are a set of predefined methods that you can use to enrich your classes, and they are easy to recognize because they start with and ends with double underscores. So these special methods actually you can use it inside your class, and it will fire through some events that you when you deal with the object. So after you define these special methods in your class, it will automatically can be used inside your object. So we will take some of example of these special methods and the most common one. So the first one and the most important one is init. Init is a constructor. This is a special method is a constructor, and the init special method is automatically executed when an instance of a class is created. So in the step that we create an instance or an object from the class, this method will fire and it will be executed. It's also called a constructor. Many books and in many languages there is a constructor usually, and the parameters of the init presents the data attributes of this class. So for example, how to write init method. So if we have for example class book, and we have three attributes in this class is name, writer, and pages. So we define the constructor by we write this method by using the definition, then 2 underscore, then init, then 2 underscore, and inside the 2 practice we pass the parameters that must be in this class. So here we pass the first self parameter. We talk about this one in the last lecture, and self.name equal to name. So here we identify the first attribute, self.writer equal to writer, this writer, and here we identify the second attribute, and self.pages, so it will be equal to pages, and this is the third attribute. So in the main program, in the step that we create an object, here we create an object called b equal to book, and inside this practice we will pass the 3 attribute that is required. This is the name and writer and pages, because self it's passed automatically through the object. So the self is the b, and the name is OOP Python, and the writer is Ihab al-Fallah, and the pages is 378. So from now on go, when I give you any attributes that inside the class, you have to pass it in the init functions, so or init method, because this is how to define the attributes in the instant variables methods. The second special method is str. We use str special methods to implement the built-in print function within our class. So without the str, here is what the function does in our box class. For example, if you have the same class that we talk about is the book, and it consists of 3 attributes and one defined special method which is init. So if we create an object from this class and we just print this object, so the result will be main book object at this number. So it will print that B is an object of book. So because this is the print default functions in Python. So if you want our class print something when we use these objects, we can define a special method called str. So after we define a special method called str, we can identify which attributes we want to print. For example, here we defined an str special methods, and we can print anything we want from this class. So here, for example, the str functions, it returns the title of this book is, and we take the self.name is the book name from the attribute. So after we create an instance from this book and we pass the argument for the 3 attributes, the name and the author or writer and the pages, and we print these objects, instead of giving us this is an object of book, we will take the title of the book is OB-Python, because we have a special method called str, and this will fire automatically with the function print that we used to use in our previous examples. So this is the second special method. The third special method is len, and we can customize the len function's behaviors by implementing the len special method. So usually we have a function called len, and we can use this function with the list or tuple or with the string. So if we have a len of the list, so it will return to us the length of the list. So if we have a len of a string, it will give us the length of the string, the number of characters inside that string. But if we call the len of a class, so the class for example, if the box, so which number it will return for us. So if we have a special method called len, and we can customize our length that we will return from this class. For example, with the same class before, the class box, we have we can create a special method called len, and this len will return to us the number of pages. So after I create the book and I print the length of this object that we created, B, from book, so it will return us the number of pages is 378. So this is the third special methods. The fourth special methods is the equivalent. Special methods allows to compare 2 instances of the class. So there is no definition of comparing 2 objects from the same class, unless we make equivalent special methods, because we can compare one object with another through this special methods. So if we have 2 instances from the class and we define the special methods equivalent EQ, we can compare and return the true or false, whether this is if it's equal then true, or it's not equal to each other will be false. So in our case, we can declare the 2 box being equal if the name and writer of the book are the same. So in the previous examples, we have three attributes. We have the name of the book, then we have a writer of the book, then we have number of pages. we didn't consider the number of pages as a big issue in the box equal, so we can just make if the book have the same name and the same writer, then the book is equal to each other. So here we defined a special method called EQ. It will receive the self and the other book that we want to compare, and will return. Here we self.name equal to other.name. This is, if this is true and this is true, then it will return true, and if this false and this true, it will return false, because here we have the AND operator and so on, and you know the rest of the. So how to use this? Usually through the equal operator. So here we have equal operators. It will return true if the both name and writer are the same for the two instances. Let's create two box and check if they are equal. So here, after we define this equal methods, here we have the main program. So here we create two instances. The previous instance is B, consists of OOB Python, إيهاب الفلاح, and another object called A, consists of also of another book. So here we can print B equal to A. This operators will by default will call the method equals, and it will return true if both name and the writer is the same. So here name and writer is not the same, so it will return false. This is the fourth special methods. Here we have an examples. We want to know how to write these special methods. So here we have a class called hotel customers, consists of 3 attributes: name, passport, stay duration, and we have 3 methods: check in, check out, and get paid price. And the question is, construct this class include the following. First one, in default print, show the class information. So here we have to make a special methods called STRs, and in this STR special method we will print the name and the passport and the stay duration of the hotel customer. And the second request is, in comparison state, after we compare 2 objects from the hotel customer class, return true if 2 objects have the same passport. So here we will compare only the passport, and we will return true if the 2 objects have the same passport, and return false if otherwise. So let's go and write this class. Okay, here I will go. So this is the example of the book class that we write in our presentation. So okay, I will delete all these and start from to write this hotel customer class. Okay, class hotel customer. Okay, so directly if I want to create if I want to create the attribute directly, I will write the init default special method, because inside init I can pass the parameters and I can give the initial value for this class. So here define to underscore init. Okay, not pass. Here I will receive the 3 parameters. First one is called I will go to here, name, passport, and stay duration. Name, passport, and stay duration. Here I will self dot name equal to name self dot passport equal to passport and self dot stay duration equal to stay duration. So after we define the three attributes, we have three methods, other methods. So check in, check underscore in, and check underscore out, and get paid price. So here I will define check underscore in pass define score out. Sorry, I have to write pass and define get paid price, also pass. So now after we complete the class, we write all the method inside the class, we will come to these two requests. The first request is in the default print show the class information. So here we have to define str special methods, because in this str special methods we will print the information of this class, and this will return for example hotel. I will print the name self dot name, then I will print the passport, and I will print the stay duration, so like this I complete the first request, which is in default print shows the class information, and in comparison stay return true if the two objects have the same passport. So here I will add another special methods called definition, for example eq. It will receive self and the other, self other, and this is return here I will say if self dot passport equal to other dot pass. Like this, we complete the second. Request from us, which is write in comparison state return true if the two objects have. We can here check our these two methods. So here let's create the object, for example x equal to customer, and inside I will pass. Here we can see the attribute that I have to pass it to the constructor, which is special methods init. I have to pass the name. So for example, we have and the passport number is equal to this number, and stay duration, he will stay, for example, let's say 4 days. Okay, so here if I print x directly, it will call the special methods, which is str, and it will print this information here. So I call the special methods, and hotel customers name إيهاب الفلاح, passport number and stay duration is 4 days. Okay, and if I print, I have two customers x and y, and I print x equal to y, it will return true. If I change the passport number here, for example, let's say this number is 4, it will return false. And this is how to write a class from this. The second type of questions, if you have given the following class, so here we write already class, and we didn't want to write another class because we already written this class. So write the main program. Here we write the main program to print the sum. We have to print the sum. We have to calculate the sum, then print the sum of paid price. If we go to this class, and we will see that we have method called get paid price. Okay, so this is usually get paid price. It returns some price somehow. So for examples, we can assume that this get paid price, it return a number, and we have to create 3 objects from the customers and return the sum of paid price of these customers. So this is how to write main program, and the objective of this kind of questions is we want to know how to use these classes and how to make an object from these classes. So let's go back and we will modify this. So the get paid price, it will not pass. Let's say, for example, it will return the self. Here we have to write the self, and the self dot stay duration multiply by, like for example, this hotel, the cost of the night is 40 dinar. Okay, so here we have 2 customers x and y, and this is, for example, Usama, Muhammad, and this is he will stay for 2 days. And we have another customer object is LZ, and let's name it Amira. Khalid, and this is her passport numbers, and she will stay for 7 days. So here we have 3 objects from the class hotel customers, and in every object we defined we passed the information for the 3 attributes that we have defined in our class. So here we have to print the sum, so we have to calculate the sum first of the paid price. So here we have a method called get paid price. So here I will define the sum equal to x dot get paid price plus y dot get paid price plus z dot get paid price. Sorry. So here we calculate the sum, then we can print the sum. So the print, sorry, I write P capital, print sum equal to, and here plus sum. So I print the sum is integer, so here let's try and okay, just I can make comma. So here the sum is 520 because we have three customers, and the first one stay for 4 days, second one stay for 2 days, and the other one stay for 7 days. So totally is 520 dinars. This is the summation of the get paid price for 3 customers. We have another class and we have another example, so please try to solve this class, and this is a class, is my list class. We have one attribute is list, and we have some methods. Try to solve these methods, very easy. So the question is construct this class, include the following. First request is in default len return the list size. So here we have to return the list size of the len of the class. So if I call the function len and I pass this class my list class, it will return the number of the list, or the len on the list. Thank you for listening, and we'll meet in the next class.